So hello guys and welcome. My name remains Bright from CEO Designs and I'm happy to be your tutor for today. So in today's tutorial we'll be building this simple e-flyer for Instagram where we are showcasing our numbers of followers. So in this tutorial you will learn a whole lot. You'll learn how to make this design first of all. Very importantly, you learn how to insert your logo in a cube like mine. You also learn how to make some floating flyers from your Instagram designs and other stuffs. So just join me and let's get right into this. So first off guys, we'll be creating a file size of 1500 by 1500 pixels. Okay, 300 resolution, good and fine. So click on create. So whenever you create a new document, you always have the locked layer. So just unlock that by clicking on the lock button, then go to adjustment layer, then click on solid color, and we'll give our first color, which is E, in 6 places. So one thing about me, whenever I want to make a design having a white background, I don't use pure white, I use a little gray. You just give design some feel. So we'll create our first image, go to file, place embedded. So we'll place the laptop image, this guy here. Then we'll scale this guy down a little bit, holding Alt on our keyboard, and at the diagonal part just scale that guy down a little bit. I think around 740 something pixels should be fine. Okay, so we also place this guy at the center. So while on that layer, hold Control on your keyboard or Command on Mac users, then click on the first layer, which is the layer 0, then click on this icon here. So it places that guy at the perfect center. Now come back to the layer of the laptop and just rename it to laptop. Also place it in a group by clicking on this icon here, then rename that group laptop image. Alright, so also I click on that group and give it a color called yellow. Okay, come on, go there. Alright, good. So I just clicked and dragged into the group so we can have it in the group. Okay, fine. So the next thing we'll be creating now is the Instagram page inside the group, inside the laptop. So place embedded, you click on our Instagram image, this guy here. Good. So just scale that guy down a little bit. Alright. So in case if you are wondering how I made that screenshot, alright, if you're a Windows user, you could actually use a default software called Snipping 2. It's a utility software that comes with Windows Snipping 2. While if you're a Mac user, definitely I know you have a software you use for screenshots. Alright, so you just log in your Instagram on your Chrome or Mozilla or whichever browser you use, then make that screenshot, grab that guy down and insert the guy in your design. Okay, so we'll be placing this design or this Instagram inside our laptop screen. Now there's something I want you to know. My laptop screen has no color. See, it's a transparent screen. So let's zoom in so we see how we insert that design perfectly in it. Okay, so first of all, I'll create a new layer on top of the laptop layer. Then I'll just drag that guy under the laptop layer. So I just created a new layer and just dragged it under the laptop layer. So we'll create a shape, a rectangle just inside. It must not be perfect, don't stress it, but just make sure it covers the laptop screen. So give it a fill color or whatever color you like. We'll later change it. So drag your Instagram layer under the laptop layer also. You see it's not behind the laptop layer. Now clip max it by right clicking on it and click on create clipping max. Okay, now it's inside our rectangle too. So right click our rectangle shape rather. So do Ctrl T or Command T to transform and just bring that guy perfectly. Let's zoom in again so we see what's going on here. So I just scale this guy down so I have a view of my screenshot in the page. Alright, so I could use my keyboard arrow to arrange this guy appropriately. So if there's anything missing, you could right click on this shape to pick the Instagram color so it fills it properly. Click on OK, so it's fine. We are done with that guy. Okay, so let's zoom out again. So we're doing something very interesting right now. We rotate this laptop so we have that interesting thing that was going on. Okay, let me open the other design so we could be seeing what I am doing next. So we want to have something like this. Okay, so I'll just Control T and rotate by the side like this. Okay, and hit on commit. Nothing that serious. So let's just take this guy up a little bit. Control T, hold shift on your keyboard and just pull this guy up a little bit. Okay, that's fine. So something like this. Okay, it's good. Now the next thing we'll be doing, we'll just edit the laptop just a little bit, no much edit. So first thing, as usual, you know me, I like curves very well. I like Photoshop curves very very well. So I clip max that guy to my laptop. Then this first guy, as usual, I like to pull that guy to the right just to add a big shadow to my image, and pull this guy to the left a little bit to add a little highlight to my image. Then there's another thing I'll do, something kind of complex. We'll be changing kind of the shadow part of this laptop. So we'll click on adjustment layer, I'll click on exposure, clip it to the same laptop, and just drop down the exposure as great as this. Okay, then take that guy back. Now we'll do Command I or Control I to flip our layer mask to black. Then pick our brush tool with white selected, flip this guy to white. So white selected, we'll just paint over this side because we want to create a little shadow there, so you could reduce your opacity and flow and shade a little, just this around this side, so you see what is actually happening there. So there's kind of a fake shadow over there because we'll create a bottom shadow for our laptop as if it's sitting on the design. All right, so that guy done. Now let's go down a laptop layer, so we'll create a new layer there. So pick our brush to click this guy to go back to default black. So black selected, pop this guy up. So we'll just dump our brush on our canvas like that. Then Control T and hold shift on your keyboard, and just pull this guy down a little bit like this, so we have something like this, you see. So you could still reduce a little bit. Then we also go a little bit crazy. We right click on this guy and we'll say warp. Yes, so at the bottom part of this warp, this anchor here or this node, we click and draw down. Also to the left side, we click and draw down, and click and draw down like that. So we could also come to this top, click and draw down. You could hold shift to make your work. Alright, that is not doing anything serious, so just click and draw down. So come to this top right and click. If you don't click on the node, that's when you get the error sound. So just click and draw down. Then to the center, also click and draw down. To the center, click and draw down. Okay, so right click again and say free transform. So hold shift and just okay, without holding shift, just click and draw, so you have something like this. So commit your change. Okay, so we have kind of a curvy, I think one went wonky, so Control T again now and go to warp. So let's see if we could adjust this guy. Alright, so free transform, hold shift and just add up a little bit to the right, so place like that. Okay, it's cool like this. Okay, let's Control T again and shrink this guy a little more like this. Then create a layer mask on it, pick your brush to black selected, just fade off the edges a little bit, just fade off the edges, black selected, fade off the edges a little bit so it doesn't get all mighty and huge. So Control T again and just a little. Alright, I think that's perfect now. Okay, that's done. I think we'll rotate this laptop a little bit again. Okay, good, fine. Oh, our shadow is in that group, so it's carried our shadow. So just from this one, hold shift and cover this one, then hold control and tap this guy and this guy, then control T, then rotate, so it will not rotate our shadow. Okay, all right, I think I like that, so we'll commit that. So the last thing we'll be doing to this laptop, on this layer, click to create a new layer, pick your brush to zoom this guy so you see very well what you are doing. So we just want this bottom part to be darker, so it blends with the shadow we are having under. So just paint this guy just something like that. So if it's too much like this, just reduce the opacity and the fill level. Okay, that is perfect. All right, that is perfect. Okay, so if this is your design, I think by now you should start saving to avoid problems. Okay, so the next thing we'll be doing right about now, we'll be introducing our square, the cube rather, then we'll also introduce our logo into it. So go to file, go to place embedded, and we click on this guy and we'll place. Okay, so we remove that background, commit this guy. So I go to my layer, my magic wand tool, then I click on select subject. So let Photoshop AI do the magic for me. Select that. I go to select and max. Okay, these settings fits me just fine. I hit on OK. Then click on layer max to remove the background. Rename this guy to cube. Alright, so put that guy in a group, Ctrl G or Command G, and call this logo cube. Okay, so we'll be changing the color of the logo cube right about now. So on the logo cube layer, click on adjustment layer and click on hue and saturation. Okay, so we pull this guy because what I actually want is a blue, so let's just go to colorize, clip max this guy just to the cube, so increase the saturation like that, and just slide this till we get a blue. They will keep playing till we get what we actually want. So if your brown color is a red, you try and get that red. So I think I'm satisfied with this, so something like this. Okay, so I insert my logo file, place embedded, then my sweet looking logo. So I have a white here, so I insert that guy, just scale this guy down, take that guy to my fine, take that guy to my fine cube. All right, as simple as that, and hit on. So zoom in, just zoom in, so we fit this guy properly. So go to right, we go to warp, Ctrl T, right click, and we say okay, let's use distort. So just stretch this guy to fit this part. You see how the cube is just stretched to fit how the cube is. You see what I'm doing? I'm following the line of the cube to fit the cube appropriately. You get? So once you do like that, you should have something nice. So this bottom part just fits, let's fit to fit the bottom part. You see, so it's perfect. Okay, so I think just a little adjustment, a little distort adjustment, something like this. Okay, some people will likely use perspective, but I prefer distort for that. So we'll duplicate this guy, Ctrl J or Command J, Ctrl T, and just place around. So this one also will distort to fit in what you're having here. So just like a little bit, so it just tries to blend up. You could actually do blend. I think this is already good. So you could convert this to a smart object, or you could duplicate in case if there will be any problem soon. Hide this one, convert this one to a smart object, so you could edit later if you like. Alright, so we'll just adjust this guy and place around our. So let's see how this guy was smartly placed. Okay, that's nice. So we have that guy a little bit and placed around here. So also duplicated and placed around the bottom side like this, right? Yeah, so that guy was flipped to the other side just to give it some interesting feel. So we'll place this one under the laptop layer, you see. So just put this guy under the laptop layer, you see, so something like that. So later we'll place some shadows to make them look realistic. All right, so the next thing we'll quickly place are our flyers, our floating flyers. So on top of the laptop, all the floating flyers are on top of the laptop layer. So I go to file, place embedded. So whichever designs you have made earlier, so you could use them as your floating design. So just scale this guy down small like that. So zoom in so we see what's happening. So let's check where that one was placed first. Okay, fine. So just scale this guy up again like this. So the way we make it look as if it's floating, we right click and say warp. So we could just, you see the trick now. So what you do to left, do to right. What you do to top, to bottom, do to top. So it looks as if it's kind of squashed, something like that. But be very careful. There's a way you make it and it start looking very funny and wonky. So let's just hit enter. Let's check. Okay, so just rotate this guy so it's as if it's falling. So we could get something almost like this. So that's why I'm only flipping. Okay, so let's this Q, sorry, warp. So just play with this anchor is getting on my nerves. Okay, alright, so something like that is cool. Alright, so just place the next one. So let's quickly do this. So I'll speed up the video to complete this one. So you already know the secret, it's a warp. So once you do, you warp and just warp to the shape you like. Okay, so guys, right now we'll just highlight every of these, the TV flyers, and we'll group them. We just name them floating flyers. So we just need our things well arranged. So select this guy, select the cube, select the laptop image and the last cube, Ctrl T, and just move these guys to the right a little so the general thing can be at the center. Okay, I think it's okay like this. All right, so we'll quickly start putting our shadows in every part, in all the floating objects, this laptop under this cube, sorry, under the laptop on top of the cube and stuff, so stuff looks realistic. Okay, so for the floating object, you just create a shadow, create a new layer under their layers. See the new layer under their layers there. So pick your brush to be, so we'll shade the shadow in. So you learn how to shade shadows now. So reduce your opacity very well and reduce your flow so it gets easier for you to shade these shadows. Now make sure it's on black brush. So just brush around there like that, stuff like this. See, just be subtle. Same thing around this one. You could actually use FX and drop shadow, and you do when you put the drop shadow, you do blur and stuff, but this one can make our work much faster and easier. Okay, so anyone that is looking bad, you could just flip to eraser and just erase it out. Not layer mask now, just use eraser and take it out, then try again with your brush too and just brush. So if you could learn how to start painting stuffs yourself. You could use this technique to also create background soon, because I use this technique to create background with my mouse, not my pen mouse now, you get. So I think this one is still looking kind of wonky, so I just brush a little bit out. Okay, I think that is fine. So just something light. Okay, so let's see without the shadow and with the shadow. So it's as if it's now really on top of the composition. So just call the shadow. Okay. Okay, so this other one here. Oh, I didn't create that one. So let's just brush on that there. So it looks kind of realistic. I think it's getting so much there. Okay, so that's fine. Now let's create a layer under our laptop on top of this cube. So this is our laptop. So just open the group. So just create a layer around there. Put this guy under. So this layer. So pick your brush to again with B. Then black brush and just paint over this side like this. So in case if you're having so much, you could use your eraser and just erase it a little. So I think this is really nice. Oh, it's looking much. So just reduce your opacity and fill a little bit like that. So let me still add a little here. Okay, then pick my eraser and just erase just a little around it. Okay, take this eraser down, 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 down. Okay, I think it's nice now. So let's zoom in. Okay, that's fine. So if it's still your project, please continue saving. Continue saving so your Photoshop will not break your heart. Okay, so let's introduce our text right now. So create a new layer and pick the text to. So create our text now. Okay, so what I'm writing is 300. So whichever yours is, if it's 10,000 subscribers or followers rather, you write that. If it's 100, whatsoever, it works. So just give a color code 022DB8. That's my brand blue. So that's what I used. Okay, so just under the laptop image like that. So the size, whoa. Okay, let's go to 240, something like that, very gigantic. So let's check, see. So we'll also skew that. Stuff like this. I think it's looking very nice. Okay. Okay, so just come down a little bit. So Ctrl T or Command T, right click and say skew and just take that guy up like that. Perfect. And commit. So go to FX, just add a little effect. You first of all add an inner shadow. Have an inner shadow of white. Just pick the white in the surrounding, stuff like that. So I think the opacity should go down a little bit, so it's not very much. So I think 25 should be okay. Then also the distance should also go down, so it gets up to, and also the size should just go down a little bit. Alright, then we'll add satin. Satin will be a light blue like that. So multiply. Okay, overlay. Okay, let's go with overlay and draw this guy down a little. So just something like that. Okay, I like what it's doing to it. Okay, I have the one I did here, I think 18 and around 5. Okay, 6. Okay, and hit on OK. So that's the effect. So it just made it look much different. All right, so put on the next text, which is the thank you. Yes, thank you text. Just come around here and type that, then we'll put it where it belongs. Thank you. Commit, Ctrl T, scale this guy up so we can see that. Yes, and that should be a black, strong black. Okay, then the font auto okay, this guy should work for us. Yeah, I'm sure that should be the font. Let's confirm. Okay, that's the font. Okay, so I think we'll still bring these overall guys down. So from the top layer, hold shift to the bottom, this part to the bottom cube, then hold control and click on the 300 and also click on the thank you. So command for Mac users, and just come down a little bit like that. Okay, using your keyboard. So come back to this guy, so we have some space on top. So that's good. So Ctrl T, scale this one down a little bit. So I click and still do skew. So skew it just like how the 300 is, something like this. It's already looking nice. Okay, so we'll do the overall effect we're having here, the light burst and stuff. I still not let's take off this guy and see. Let's see if we create it again. Don't like how that guy is looking. It's making me look sad. It's making me look sad, very sad. Okay, so I just damp my brush like that. Ctrl T, hold shift, and okay, nice. So put that guy around there, right click and warp. So let me zoom so I can click it very so it doesn't bug me with that sound. I hate hearing that sound so much. So also the middle one, okay, and the middle one here. No, not that one. That's the anchor, the middle note, like that. Okay, and the top one. Oh, don't start now. Like this. And the top one like this. Then hit on enter. Okay, that is nice. Ctrl T. So just push this guy a little. Then just like what we did to the former one. Layer mask, pick your brush to black selected. Just brush off the edges a little bit. Good. It's much better. Ctrl T, hold shift. Let's just so it looks much interesting. Okay, then let's do this. We'll blow out these floating stuffs a little so that it's really look as if they are floating. So go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, just a little blur, not that crazy. So we could still be seeing that it's a design. Setting 0.9 will be perfect in level of blur. You could still go crazy and add. A motion blur also to it, so it's as if it's moving stuff like that. So something like this. Very soft to duplicate this one for each of them. So Alt duplicate, and also Alt duplicate. So 3 of them are having same effect, stuff like that. I think this children need some blur. So let's check 5. Okay, that's good. All right, so let's create the artificial highlight. Okay, before that, let's just add something to these floating images. Brightness, clip it to that group. So just a little bit of that, a little bit of contrast, something like this. Alright, then okay, so to do that, you just create a new layer, pick your brush tool, it's yellow color, something like this. Okay, and you damp that on your design, just brush a little, pop that guy 100. So damp one, let's see. Okay, so we damp one around here, and damp one around here. So change the blend mode to, okay, screen should be fine. So just reduce opacity and fill a little bit. So you could also add another one, create a new layer, white. Now just flip to white, then around here just something like this, then just, let's see, you could reduce that guy, see, so it's adding some interest to that corner. So could we adjust that one, we adjust it, and could likely place it under the yellow, okay, something like this. Okay, I think I like that. Okay, we also reduce the yellow a little bit, add a layer mask, pick your brush tool and just brush out a little bit around there and a little bit. Oh, it's too harsh. Okay, that's all good. Okay, so as usual, I'll keep editing till I get what I want. On this particular one, I think that shadow is looking crazy. So let's just add a layer mask and just brush off the shadow a little bit. So just brush off the shadow a little bit. Okay, I think that's much better now. Alright. Then also, I think there's something else I also want to do. Where is my laptop? Okay, this is my laptop. So generally around here on the laptop layer, just create a curve adjustment layer on top. So on top of this, so we clip it down the laptop screen and just pop this guy up. So that guy rings out a little bit. It's looking too dark. Okay, then we'll now add a shadow under the laptop so it relaxes on the 300. So just like how we did the other shadow, pick your brush to black brush. Okay, then reduce opacity and flow, zoom in very well, so we could just brush in a little shadow like that. Good. In case if it's looking stupid, reduce opacity and fill. Okay, that's fine. So I think I also reduce this size a little bit. It's looking very big. Okay, just take her down a little bit like that. Also reduce this one a little bit. Okay, and also brush off a little side. Alright, cool. So we'll place our building in our background. So come to the bottom layer, go to File, Place Embedded. So we'll place this gigantic building. Okay, something like this. So just zoom, just stretch out the image. So let's see how that guy was well placed. Okay, so we had something like this and something around there. Okay, so something like this. Alright, so right click and turn this guy to a raster layer. So shift Control U to desaturate that guy, or you go to image adjustment, desaturate, whichever. Then create a layer mask, pick your brush tool and just brush off every of these parts we are not needing. So just take those guys out of our design like that. So reduce this guy, so brush off the building a little bit. Just brush off this building just a little bit, stuff like this. So we just have it. It's interesting. So duplicate that same building, Ctrl J, right click, Ctrl J rather, then adjust this guy so we have this other part in the design. So we still just brush off this excess. Let me add my hardness so we could have stuff go out quickly. Okay, so we just remove my hardness now, and let's see. Okay, to make this guy very soft, so stuff like this, so just has that feel inside. Okay, so just a little bit. Okay, you could just brush off this part too. And let's see. Okay, so highlight from top to this bottom, not the building, the logo cube, and just bring it down a little bit like this. Okay, so I think that is fine. So you could all go much crazy and have some much stuffs going around. Okay, I think the last thing we'll be doing right now is also to add a little blur, motion blur and Gaussian blur to our cubes, so it also looks happy with our flyers that are floating. You get? So that's the same thing we'll give to this other cube. So filter, blur, motion blur, then we have that guy there, and Gaussian blur. So it's having that overall look like the one we had in the original design. Okay, and we have this guy, so that's looking very, very, very nice. Okay, so let's just do some quick edits. Just pop this guy up some more, so it sits pretty. Okay, and also this just look that dark. Okay, and let's a little adjustment. And let's see, just quickly highlight everything from top to the part before the building and just move a little bit to the right. Okay, that's fine. Alright, I think it's, we'll keep editing till we get stuffs the way we like them. So that's one thing I always teach, keep editing till you get stuffs the way you want them. Alright, I think it's nice like this. So guys, with that we come to the end of today's tutorial. I believe you enjoyed it. If you did, give a thumbs up, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification button so that whenever we post tutorials like this in the future, you see them first before any other person. Comment if you have any question and continue to design. With this guy, I'm catching the next tutorial. Happy designing.